Hi everyone. So I did my virtual field trip for a third grade class, and the standard that I used was standard 3.4.1, investigate the cultural characteristics of places and regions around the world. And so this is just the lesson plan. Here for the class characteristics, I outline like different characteristics just specific to the class. Um, We have a couple of ESOL students, and then we have students online as well as traditional students in the classroom. And then we also have some special needs students as well. So we kind of have a wide variety of students. So this is just the accommodations for them, the materials, resources, all that good stuff. The procedures and everything is outlined here. And so now I'll go over to the presentation. So the presentation is in Google Slides. And so when we start, this slide will be up on the board for them to see, just telling them to take out their Chromebooks and quietly wait for more directions. Because whenever she starts like the social studies time, the virtual students in the classroom, they have different times that they break. And so the blended students, they log off and then they have to log back on. So social studies is the time they have to log back on. So that's why they'll be waiting for a little while just to wait for everybody to get logged on and everything. And so then after that, I'd start the presentation. So we have this. And so here's the standard and the I can statements. I can examine and identify cultural characteristics of a place or region. I can describe how geography affects culture. So we'll go over that and then we'll do a little review of the unit since this will be at the closing of a unit, talking about culture, the characteristics, and where you can find it, examples, how geography affects it, different things like that before we get into it. And so we'll go over all of that. And then this screen will pop up with some music from Jumanji. So basically, for the field trip, they are going to be um, entering the game, the world of Jumanji, going around exploring cultural characteristics, helping Professor Geo, as it says in this little note right here, helping him identify and examine cultural characteristics of three places around the world. And I'll just tell them that we're all going to be world culture explorers today. We're going on a field trip to three different places. And so then from this slide, I'll let them know, okay, so we're going on a field trip and you're going to need some things. So I want you to go ahead and take out your Chromebooks and just give them directions on where to go in Google Classroom to get to their presentation, and I'll let them know you're going to be following Professor Geo, following his directions, and reading carefully what you're supposed to be doing. And then we're going to go over the expectations for individual work just to make sure everybody remembers how they're supposed to act during this time, remembering to put their headphones in because there is music and different things they have to listen to. And then after that, I would pass out their outline or their world culture exploration guidebook, which is just essentially their little outline that they're going to be filling in information as they go on their exploration. So, explore Spain, and they're going to be examining the cultural characteristics of music and of food. And so, it has questions here, so they'll just write their answers and like the spaces that's provided, and then a conclusion of their findings. They'll do it there. So then they have the same thing for Kenya and some pictures and everything for China. And so once they do that, they don't have any questions, I'll tell them to go ahead. And so their presentation will start at this slide. And so they'll go through the slides and they'll see where they're going. And they first start in Spain. He gives them a little message And then we start here. This. And so he gives them the directions. First, let's locate Spain on the globe. Click on the globe. Click the globe on the shelf to explore. And so they'll click that, and that globe is going to take them here to Google Earth. And so it's just going to show Spain and just kind of where it is, like on a map. And then, of course, like on here, you can zoom in and out and just want them to kind of see where it is in reference to other places. We can see that it's near Africa, really close to Africa. It's kind of small. It's surrounded by a lot of water, so that's what they'll be looking at when they go here to Google Earth. And then when they go to the next slide, it says for them to examine music in Spain. So it says to click the picture on the shelf that says Spanish music, and it says while listening, answer questions in your guidebook. And so that link will bring them here to this YouTube video of some Spanish folk song music. And so if it takes the entire song for them to fill in their questions, then they can take all that time. But if not, they can just stop and go back to their presentation and just go through the slide. And then for this one, for the food, to examine the food, you click the picture of the food on the shelf. And I have already copied and pasted some information, and I typed up some information about food and land in Spain. So it just has information there, and they'll read the little paragraph that I have and write down the information that they need in their guidebook. And so it does that for all of the places. And when they are done with one place, it says mission complete, and they just keep going to um, all the different locations that are on here. And then once they get to the ending, it says, thank you for your help and everything. And it says, if you finish early, go back to each place and click the window to explore more. So, let's say they go back here to China. They click on the window, and it'll take them to a National Geographic website about China. And it just has like some more facts about geography, the people, the culture, the land, and all that kind of stuff that they were already looking at. It's just some additional information for the early finishers. And then after everyone is done, we're just going to talk to, to satisfy the I can statement and the standard about communicating findings. We'll talk about the different things that we found during our virtual field trip. So that is all.